Hi, gang. Welcome to this week's session of High Value Publishing. I'm Eric Schoenfeld, founder of Nearview Media. I want to do something a little bit different with this session than we normally do. Normally, obviously, we're teaching publishers all kinds of digital strategies for revenue development, for audience development, how to improve your technology platform. But this time, with the beginning of 2024 here, I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to just, first of all, pause and say thank you. Really do appreciate all the media folks that I work with throughout the year, whether it's at an in-person event that we've done, or whether it's as one of my consulting clients, or whether it's people who just read the newsletter and watch these video podcasts or listen to us on the audio podcast. I want to say thank you. I really think that the media people, this industry just has some of the best people in the world. You all care about your clients, you care about your readers, you care about the content, you care about your markets. This is just a good set of people, and I'm just honored and privileged to have been part of this for the past 30 years in the media industry, specifically in the digital media industry. So just want to say thanks, and that I really appreciate all of you, and appreciate all of you, following me and listening to the things I have to say, because I do have a passion to see media companies really succeed and be successful in this new digital landscape. I wanted to share with you a few other quick things. First of all, if you're not yet getting our email newsletter, please go to nearviewmedia.com and sign up for the newsletter there. It's pretty simple. And follow us. Follow me, follow Nearview Media on LinkedIn, on X/Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, we've even tried starting Threads. Let's see. Or our YouTube channel out there. Just go out there to those things. Follow us. We're posting out there almost every single day now on some of the social media stuff. And if you're not listening to this podcast regularly, go out and follow it on Apple, Google, Spotify, whatever your favorite platform is. And if you're out there, would you mind leaving a review? Just let me know what you think about the podcast. Let others know what you think about the podcast and if it's been helpful to you. If you're going to happen to be at the City Regional Magazine Association or Alliance of Area Business Publishers Winter Retreat here at the end of this month, I hope I'll see you there. I'll be there in person. I'm looking forward to having a few sessions and getting to hang out and chat with you all on there. Also, I'll be at the Niche Media Conference, April 17th through 19th. My good friend Ryan Dorn puts on that event, and I'm hoping I'll see you guys there as well. But I want to dive in as well into what I think are kind of the 6 major trends that are going to happen here in 2024 that are going to affect media companies, starting with email authentication and reputation. You've probably already heard about the big changes happening at Google and Yahoo, that they're requiring stronger authentication. So you've heard terms where like DKIM, SPF, and DMARC. Bottom line, here's what this really means, and hopefully most of you have already been doing this, but think of DKIM and SPF as kind of like digital signatures that tell the email providers, yes, this email came from us and it's legit. Think of DMARC as kind of a notary stamp on top of DKIM and SPF. We're going to get into this a little bit deeper in one of our upcoming sessions here, hopefully in 2 weeks or so on this. You don't have to go nuts with DMARC authentication. You just have to have a DMARC record and showing that you're at least monitoring it. And every email provider has been putting out tons of emails about this. But this is the year that your email authentication and email reputation is going to really become important. The other key things that the changes at Google and Yahoo have is that they're going to require you to keep your spam complaint rates under 0.3%. So if you're not monitoring with some things like Google Postmaster tools or other tools that are out there, it's going to become more and more important that you watch that. It doesn't matter what it says on your email service provider that you're using, your HubSpot, your MailChimps, your ActiveCampaigns, your whatever. It matters what Google and the complaints that Google gets. So hopefully you're monitoring that. And again, we're going to go over that here in one of our upcoming sessions. But you got to keep it under 0.3% or you will be in danger of being blocked. So email authentication, reputation, list hygiene, these are things you should have been doing already, but it's becoming even more important here this year. Next big thing, third-party cookies are finally going away. So if you haven't heard about this, Third-party cookies are typically little text files that different advertising and other kind of marketing systems drop in someone's browser to help track your activity and correlate what you do on other websites back to the advertising or marketing system so that they can then target you. It's not necessarily a bad thing, although I'm sure some people don't like that kind of privacy issue. But gosh, if you use like a grocery store discount card, or if you have a credit card, all your purchase data is being pimped out already. So it's not that big of a deal, honestly. That being said, third-party cookies have already gone away in Safari and Firefox a couple of years ago. The big issue now is that Google Chrome, which has the biggest market share browser out there, they're starting to eliminate cookies. They've been warning people for a couple of years now that this is going to happen, but they've actually started rolling it out in January of this year, and they're going to completely phase out third-party cookies all throughout 2024 over time. We're going to have a session specifically talking about what does this mean for publishers. For most niche publishers, where you're selling your own ad inventory, your own email inventory, your own website inventory, this isn't going to affect you that much. As a matter of fact, this could wind up being a very strong positive for you, as the big programmatic networks are going to have a more difficult time targeting the right kinds of users. But you have your audience. You have first-party data that you can sell. So I'm not too worried about this from the niche publishing perspective. If you're a large-scale publisher, relies heavily on programmatic backfill advertising for your revenue, this is going to have a bigger impact on you than that. Other big issue, of course, is artificial intelligence. We've been hearing all about this all throughout last year. But my interest in this isn't just so much how to use ChatGPT or Bard or Midjourney or other AI tools to create content. My interest in this is more how AI is going to radically change Google search and other search engines, right? Their goal, Google even stated this a few years ago, isn't to be a search engine, but to be an answer engine. So in that process, and as Google begins to roll out more artificial intelligence into Google search itself, it's going to radically change what we know as search, and could have radical implications on traffic that Google sends to you as a publisher. Most media companies rely heavily upon Google traffic for discovery of their content. This is going to radically change over the next year or so. So we're going to have several sessions on this probably throughout the year, how it's going to impact it, how you can see what's coming down the road through Google Labs and other things. And we'll talk about, should publishers block AI bots from learning from their content? There's pluses to that. There's minuses to that. New York Times, they've blocked it and they're suing to try to get, ChatGPT and others to pay them for their content. That's great. But what about all the other publishers that don't have the resources of a New York Times? So we'll be talking a lot about this, and should you do it? How should you do it? What are the pluses? What are the negatives on that? This will be a big one. EEAT, or experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. This is Google's methodology for determining whether or not your content should be delivered to a user as a potential result. In other words, should you show up in the search results? How's that going to affect when AI comes through? Not quite sure yet. This is not a new concept, but it's becoming even more important. And as publishers, we've got to make sure not just that we've done all the little technical SEO things, but we've really done the right things to establish our experience, our expertise, our authoritativeness, our trustworthiness as a publisher. And there's a lot of things that go into this. This is really around kind of the whole SEO concept, which is, again, radically changing. But if we're able to do this the right way, we're still going to remain relevant in search results and in becoming the right answer for people who are searching for the information that we have. So we're going to have a whole session on this, and something, a couple slides down, I'm going to share with you will hopefully help you out with that too. The next two things that are coming up here are not new either, but I will talk about advertising differentiation. This is, again, not a new concept for us as publishers, especially more niche publishers. But why should advertisers buy from you instead of buying programmatic display advertising or programmatic social media ads or buying from an agency, right? Why should they buy from you? This is going to be increasingly important for publishers to identify this in their ad sales products. Even publishers who are reselling co-branded social media advertising or remarketing ads through programmatic display networks to their own advertisers. How do you differentiate yourself? Why should someone just not go buy it directly from Meta or directly from Google or directly from an ad agency through, the big ad networks like Trade Desk and Simplify? Are you truly providing value? And are you selling programs based upon what your advertisers need rather than just what you want to sell? And are you closing the loop with analysis afterward? These are the things that are going to set you apart in your market and that are really going to help you grow your revenues, even in a very continually changing and competitive environment. The last thing I want to touch on that's going to, I think, make publishers successful in 2024 and that you need to look for is just fundamental execution. Are we just executing well on our websites? Are we executing well in our email programs and getting people to sign up and cleaning out our lists and delivering the right kinds of information at the right times? Are we executing well on our subscription programs? Are we still, are we not doing auto renew anymore? Do our subscription pages suck? Right? All of these kind of things that are out there. How are we executing advertising? How are we executing in social media, right? So all the fundamental execution, being really good at the X's and O's of digital media. We're no longer just publishers. We're software companies. And our content and our ability to reach our audience and monetize our audience is really going to only be as good as our software is, as our execution is, as our infrastructure is. The key here also is try to keep it simple and not do too much. So we'll definitely be talking about this. This will be a theme you'll hear throughout all the sessions we're going to do this year. The last thing I want to tell you guys about for 2024 is something I'm personally excited about. I've been thinking about doing a VIP membership for well over 2 years now. I'm finally buckling down and we're executing on this year. Basically what this is I have my free resources, right? I've got my email newsletter, our blog posts, our video and audio podcasts that we do like this one. Those are completely free for anybody. And then I have my consulting that I do with companies, but I can only do, so many companies at a time because I personally work with all those companies. So this leaves this whole kind of gap of what about people who want to dive deeper, really want to know more, want to be able to do more, but I can't consult with you personally. Well, that's where the VIP membership is going to come in. So we're going to launch this in March. And when you do, we're going to have access. We're going to be developing online courses. Our very first online course is going to be search engine optimization for editors, specifically for editors coming in. But we'll have other courses on SEO, on content distribution, on email best practices, subscription best practices, social media best practices, advertising ideas, advertising programs you can roll out. Right? We're going to be developing out multiple courses throughout the year that as a VIP member, you'll have access to on demand. You can watch them whenever you want. In addition, then, we're going to have a weekly office hours meeting once a week via Zoom that I will be there. And anybody who's a VIP member can come attend that, ask any questions that you want. And, I'll try to answer as many questions as we possibly can during that time frame. You'll also get access to a digital KPI dashboard for your publication. We have a standard dashboard that we roll out for all my consulting clients that we're now going to make available to you as a VIP member. And we're going to be doing some email monitoring. Email is such a big issue right now. We're going to put you in one of our tools that's a pretty expensive tool that's going to monitor your email deliverability, your email reputation over time as well. And plus, we'll get a few discounts here and there to some media industry events that ones I'm speaking at or ones that I know of that we have good relationships with. So, I'm excited about this VIP membership. Be on the lookout. This is going to come here in March 2024. So that's all I had for you for this week's High Value Publishing session. Just wanted to say a big thank you. I wanted to give you some insight into what's coming down the road for publishers in 2024, what's going to make you successful. And I wanted to kind of pre-announce our VIP membership that's coming up. But I hope you're going to enjoy these sessions throughout the year. I'm excited about our next session coming up. And we have a whole good cadre of sessions coming up for these high value publishing sessions. Once again, hope you have a wonderful week. And thanks for being part of the Nearview Media and High Value Publishing family. I'll talk with you soon.